All right, boys and girls, good morning. This is application problem for lesson 15. So it says, go ahead and close your eyes and just kind of think about what's happening. Katriana earned 16 more stickers than Peter. She earned 35 stickers. How many stickers did Peter earn? All right, so if you don't have your morning work journal and pencil, make sure you get that. I'm going to read it again and I want you to think about what you know. Katriana earned 16 more stickers than Peter. She earned 35 stickers. How many stickers did Peter earn? So I've already created a tape model here for you to kind of understand the problem. So something we know about the story is that Katriana earned 35 stickers. So here's her tape worth 35 stickers. We know that amount was 16 more than Peter's amount. So since Katriana has 16 more, Peter's tape's shorter. We don't know how many he has, but we know that Katriana had 16 more, so his is 16 less than Katriana's. So thinking about this tape model here, I want you to go ahead and try to create an equation that will help you to solve this problem. You could do this with addition or subtraction, but we know the whole, we know one of the parts. We need to figure out the other part that makes the whole amount. Go ahead and press pause. Once you're done writing just the equation, press play. All right, so now that you've written an equation, there's two different equations you could have written. I know that the whole amount, the biggest amount, is Katriana's amount, which is 35. One of the parts that I know is 16, so if I subtract that part, this part right here, it's going to give me how many stickers Peter has. So that's one of the equations you can solve. The second equation is that you can start with the smaller amount, the small part that you know, plus sum, which is the part you don't know, and that equals the whole, which is 35. Go ahead and pick one of these equations to solve. Pick the one that makes the most sense to you. Once you've solved, press play. Press pause and solve your equation. All right, so now that you've had a chance to solve it, I want to check your work. So I'm going to pick the strategy and the equation that makes the most sense to me. I know we've been working on vertical form, so I think I'll just pick 35 minus 16. Whatever strategy you picked, we should get the same answer. So with subtraction, I know I have to decide if there's more on the top or more on the floor. In this case, there's more on the floor. So I have to go next door. 3 tens becomes 2 tens. 5 ones becomes 15 ones, because I add 10 ones to that 5. 15 minus 6, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. 2 minus 1, that's easy, is 1. So I know that Peter's amount, Peter has 19 stickers. So whatever strategy you picked, or whatever equation you picked, 19 should be your answer. Please go back and revise if you need to. So let's go ahead and write that statement. Peter has 19 stickers. Make sure you start with your capital and end with your period. All right, go ahead and put your pencil down once you're finished with all of the parts of the story problem, because there's a second step to it. Put your pencil down and listen to the second part. Mary Jo earned 47 stickers. How many more does Peter need to have the same amount as Mary Jo? So we know that Mary Jo has 47 stickers. We know that Peter has 19. We need to find out how many more Peter needs to have 47. So if I draw another tape model, I can start with Mary Jo's tape. I know that she has 47. I know that Peter only has 19. We are trying to find out how much more Peter needs, this part right here, to equal 47. So once again, I know the whole. I know one of the parts. We are trying to find out the other part. So there's the two equations, just like the first one, that you can solve. So since we know the whole, we can start with that whole, and we can subtract the part that we know, which is the 19 stickers that Peter has. And that's going to give us how many more he needs to have the same amount as Mary Jo. Or we can start with the smaller part that Peter has, which is 19, right here. And we can pretend to add the part we don't know. That's the other part. These two parts, or these two parts right here, is going to be the same size as Mary Jo's, which is 47. Go ahead and pick one of these equations. Press pause and solve. All right, so now that we have solved the problem, this time I think what I'll do is I'll use ArrowMath to get from 19 to 47. So let me go, in case some of you used ArrowMath. I want to do that strategy too. Okay, so I'm going to pick 19 plus something equals 47. I'm going to start at 19. I'm going to add 1 to get to 20, which is a decade number, and those are easier. It's going to give me 20. If I think 2 more 10s would make 40, so I think I'll add 2 more 10s, and the value of that is 20, because I know 20 plus 20 is 40. I'm not at 47 yet. I'm at 40, so all I have to do is add 7 more to get me 47. And then I have to go back and decide how much I added. Here I added 20. 7 plus 1 more is 28. So I know Peter needs 28 more stickers to have the same amount as Mary Jo, which is 47. If you did not get 28, please revise your work. Once you have all 3 parts, the tape model, the equation, the solution, then you may move on to the next thing on your playlist.